Sal Internado here for KnightCap. Times How Record columnist Kevin Gleason. Lincoln Financial Field. Army's 12th straight loss to Navy, 34-7. In a game that really can't say too many positive things about this game on Army's side. They scored one touchdown in the third quarter, cut the lead to 17-7, but not much to say about offense, defense. It's just not a well-played game for Army here. And Rich Ellerson's 5th Navy game, his 5th loss. And, of course, that's going to start some chatter about whether Coach deserves to come back again for next year. 5 straight losses for Army. And this wasn't the way Coach wanted this day to turn out at all.
No, not at all, Sal. I mean, this is just kind of the worst possible way Army probably could have lost a football game. Is getting blown out on a cold, dank, dreary, miserable day at Lincoln Financial with quite probably Rich's last game here. I mean, it's really hard. And I think even Rich knows that it's really hard to come up with an argument that would keep him here.
Yeah, in the press conference, he said he didn't come here for progress. He came here to beat Navy, and he's 0-5 against Navy, and it's up. He hasn't met with Boo Corrigan, the athletic director. That's supposed to happen over the next few days. They're supposed to discuss the progress of the program. But you look at here, they take a step back. Because last year, yes, the fumble between Trent Steelman and Larry Dixon, but they're playing to win the game in the final minutes. Today, they weren't. I guess they were playing for pride in the second half, but that's about it.
The thing about today's game was their offense was doing so little that by the time Navy went up 10-0, a lot of people in the press box were trying to figure out how Army would score 11 points. I mean, it was really that miserable. And then when they took a 17-0 lead at halftime, and Army scored, to make it 17-7 in the third quarter, midway through the third, there's a slight chance of Army doing something about it if they scored next. Then they had that bad fourth down run by Dixon, I believe, that
like an inch shot.
Just failed to get the first down right near midfield. Missed it by about a chain link, and that pretty much told the story of Army's day and told the story in many ways of Rich's career. I mean, here, which is marked by doing a lot of good things, but just not winning enough.
Yeah, I mean, he started A.J. Shore, sophomore, made his first career start today, was pulled within the first couple series. He fumbled the ball inside the Navy 40, hit hard but fumbled the ball and never saw another snap. Brought in Angel Santiago, tried to throw the ball around a little bit. Wide receivers couldn't catch the ball. Terry Baggett couldn't get started. Army's leading rusher couldn't get started. We talked about the defense. I mean, those big runs by Navy. I mean, a long touchdown run by Reynolds, a long touchdown run by Copeland. A Singleton 58-yard run that sets up the first field goal. Army defense makes a stop. You're thinking, okay, but the defense was on the field way too much today.
Way too much. And this isn't a knock on Santiago or Shore. It's just that Navy has a quarterback that can do so many different things and can break a game open by himself in many ways. And Army doesn't have that. Yeah. Army needs to rely on a lot of other things. Army needs to be precise and have textbook blocking schemes and open up holes that way, whereas Navy can kind of make plays when it isn't perfect offensively with Reynolds. So, I mean, that's a big part of the option offense, having that quarterback that can not only, run, be efficient, but, be a little better than efficient, be above average and make plays sometimes when the team really needs you to make them.
Yeah, Larry Dixon comes back, Army junior fullback. He dislocated his wrist November 9th. He comes back, he plays with a cast, but, I mean, the Army's offense is not going to be successful if they can't get that fullback started. And today there really wasn't anything for Larry. I mean, he had maybe a 9-yard run, which might have been his longest run, but there really wasn't a lot for him, a lot there. And then, like you said, the pitches are off. There's fumbles around, and the ball is in. I mean, you wonder. You talk to the captains, Momo Kime and Jared Mackey, after the game, and they put in a lot of work into building the foundation of this team this year. I mean, last year the team was fractured. Seniors, had their clicks. This year, I mean, at the end of the game, you see a sophomore in Drew Hennessy and a freshman in Sean McBride console Momo Kime after the game.
Right.
I mean, I think that says a lot in how the team has built the character. Now, like Boo Corrigan's been saying all year, validate something on the scoreboard. And with 5 straight losses to end the season, I mean, you can't. It's going to be tough for Boo Corrigan to bring Ellerson back. Yeah,
it is tough for Boo, and he's a good man, and Rich is a good man, and it's just a shame that the two have to kind of intersect with this union. Major college football, that's kind of the reality of major college football. You either win or you get another job, and unfortunately that's the way it's going to be. And I don't know how it's going to play out exactly. If Rich might decide to resign on his own.
Yeah.
Or if Boo might have to fire him, and that might come down to a contractual thing too. But it's a shame because I know there are people out there. I know at least I'm one of them that still believe that Rich fit the perfect profile to coach this team. And in talking to some people believe that some people close to the program believe that there's some kind of disconnect between what he wanted his message to be, and his message reaching the team. Now, I think there was clearly some kind of definite lack of quality coaching in many of the schemes. I mean, you saw the penalties at inopportune times. Even tonight, you see a couple terrible personal foul penalties. It's just a terrible lack of discipline when you're going to give up 15 yards by hitting a quarterback late. It's just awful. You can't have that. How many penalties did Navy have the entire game? They had one.
Yeah.
And our Army had, a handful and crucial situations. It's that lack of focus. And when you're already behind the 8 ball a little bit against Navy athletically, speed, quickness, and then you're not making up for it in being smart and being focused, then you have no chance.
Yeah. I mean, when Ellerson's second year, they win the Armed Forces Bowl 7-6, first winning season since 1996, first bowl win since the 80s. You think the program's going to turn around. They've won 8 games in 3 years since that bowl game,
it's
and
hard
you
to
just
believe.
can't.
It's unfathomable. It really is. And you see some games where players just seem to be so out of position. How many times have we seen opposing running backs run 67-yard touchdowns? And through these holes, these massive holes, and oftentimes by the time they're caught for long gains, it's another 50 yards downfield. So it's just amazing how often they seem to be, out of position on the field. I don't know if that's again focus. I've asked Rich about that. We've talked about that a million times, and oftentimes it's just about one player. Missing his assignment. But it seems like 4 or 5 players sometimes.
Well, you heard Jared Mackey talk about that in the press conference tonight, saying the players know they make the mistakes. They go to the sidelines and beat themselves in the head about making the mistakes, but it's too late. It's too late, and it might be too late for coach. Like we said, unfortunately, you gotta win. West Point, they drilled into their head. They gotta be winners.
Sure.
When they leave West Point in the military world, and it's just not happening here. And I guess we'll find out in the next couple of days.
Yeah, absolutely, Sal. And with a guy like Rich, like I said, I think he put his heart and soul into it. And for whatever reason or reasons, and they're certainly not all his fault.
Yeah,
he just came up short.
Yeah. Well, we'll sign off here from Lincoln Financial Field. For Kevin Gleason, I'm Sal International. This was KnightCap.